Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kelly from Happy Dandelion Creations. Today, I'm gonna do show and tell a little bit different. So I've been doing challenges. If you've seen some of my other videos, I did the Anchor the Octopus challenge and the Mushroom Guy challenge. I was trying to break market prep up, but because it's deep into market prep time, I thought I would show off my plushies a little bit differently. So one of you suggested that I do A to Z, so here we are, A to Z. I figured this would help anybody who is also market prepping who needs some ideas, some quick makes. Not all of them are quick makes. A good portion of them are. I tried to make them as easy as possible, but in line with my chaos, I started making the list, and some of the letters were real easy and got way out of hand. So I kind of had to reel them in and then reel them in again and reel them in again. And I'm like, because I was like, I'm going to make a whole new list. And I'm going to make brand new things for everything. And then I realized I got 2 weeks before my market. And that's just not happening. So I was like, well, let me change my list to things that I have. So it's things that I have that most people make that maybe you haven't tried making yet. So, and as always, I will list designers in the description. So my crazy list, if you see me looking down, A, of course, and you see my craziness over here. I didn't organize it at all. So I'm gonna have to dig a little. Here we go. Of course, A, axolotl. You can't go to a market without having axolotls. I even have 3D printed axolotls that I take. I mean, I almost sell out every single time, no matter how many I make. So this specific pattern is Crochet by Jenna. I have a couple of her patterns. You'll see some trends. I lean more towards certain designers, as we all do. Axolotl, A. And then I'll throw it in my little bucket. And then B. So I had some different ideas for, so it is springtime, so I pulled back out my bunny. And then I didn't grab it. It's all the way over there. This bunny is Mom Stitchetti. And then another really popular B is a bee. That sounds silly, but I mean, I've been selling my stuff for almost 4 years now. And bees are always popular. During Comicons, I do Pride bees, and those go super fast. So this year I'm going to try and make more than one set of them. So that's B, bunny or bee. And then C is capybara. I don't remember where I got this pattern right off the top of my head, but it's written down in my little book, so it will be in the description, so don't worry. Capybara, I think. And then D, I did Dino. These are Studio Phoebe. I do have, hang on, here he is. The little stego that goes with him. These are really cute. I don't know why he ended up looking like a pumpkin, but these always go super fast. Can't go wrong with a dino. I always also make a dino snuggler. Some of these are snugglers by Mama Made Minis. This particular one is going for a baby shower, so that's why it's pastel colors. I love using the mystical, so this is made with the mystical, but snuggler dino. And then E, of course, elephant. So this is my dress up. This is the dress up elephant. The pattern lets you use other animals as well. But if you're looking for something along these lines, DIY Fluffies also makes no-sew ones, so that is always a great option for you. Okay, so F, I think we're on. I'm gonna get confused and I apologize. F is frog. This is my favorite frog because it has a booty and it sells really well. Okay, so we're just gonna move. G is a giraffe. It's one of my favorite animals in like real life, so I had to make a giraffe. The quick may sell more than this guy, but he's so cute. He's so cute. I think I altered that pattern, so I'll have to look up where because it was for a goat. The pattern was for a goat, but I'll give you the goat pattern. I don't remember what her name is, but everything will be in the description. Hippo is H, and this is Mama Made Minis. This is so they have 3 different sizes. So mini ones, regular ones that come in their book, and then giant ones that you can buy separately. But this is just one of the regular ones that come in their little book. So H is hippo. Also done with the mystical. I like how his little toe beans come out. And I don't put eyeballs, of course, on the thing. Sometimes I embroider, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes, let me see what I've done here. Oh, sometimes it has sleepy eyes. I don't know if you can see that. And sometimes there's 1 or 2 where I've done a darker color, and like you can't see the eyes, so it doesn't have eyes at all, which is, it doesn't look bad. I don't want to put that in there because that does not belong in market prep. So I was a little harder to figure out. So I did insect for I. And so I have this dragonfly, and then of course, all from J, caterpillar. Those can go, if you're trying to do your own ABC thing, this can also go for D or C. But I have just done insect because I was hard. There are some letters that were harder than others. Of course, A and B were really easy. S was really easy. That was I. And so J is next. Well, I just made a jellyfish. So I did make this for this little video. However, I have done myself in because now I have to make a bunch of them because it turned out so cute. So, jellyfish for J, and I don't remember. I don't remember the pattern. I think it was just a random one that I found on YouTube. That one was a random one I found on YouTube, and I don't remember. There were a bunch of free ones on YouTube, and so it just depends on how you want your jellyfish to look, if you're gonna make it. So K was a little harder. Oh no. He got buried. Let me find him. K, I did, here he is, koala. And usually, so this is my character, so I usually do characters in this. So we'll see how he sells, but I use the All from Bliss, Feels Like Bliss yarn to do the inside of his ears, and it was more difficult to do it this way, but look at how cute his ears turned out. He looks so cute with those little overalls. I just love it. And then L. Oh, It's gotta be the ladybug from All From Jade. These sell really well. So I didn't start making these until this last year. I got a lot of requests for ladybugs, so of course I had to start making them. All From Jade's ladybugs. This is actually the free baby that goes inside. So she makes a bunch of ones that the baby comes out of the mom. Did I describe that right? I don't know. But this is, then the baby is just for a free no-sew one. So it turns out really cute. It works up really, really fast. Doesn't use much yarn at all. So I can sell it. I sell these for like $10. So super quick, super easy. I have like 8 of them ready to go. So M is mermaid. I get this base pattern the same as I do like my Sailor Scouts and stuff like that. I'll list her. She's got a bunch of books. My brain will not let me remember. I can write it down, all the things down. But she encourages you to interchange all the little pieces. So M is for mermaid. I, of course, had to make Ariel because she's going to Comicon and Jodie Benson is going to be there. So I am going to make a version that looks closer to the new Ariel. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. So I don't want her to go in there because she comes from the GalaxyCon box. And then N is Narwhal. I made like a, it's supposed to be like an ice cream one. My daughter has a lot of like the plushies that look like mint ice cream and stuff like that. So I wanted to try and make it. I think it came out okay. I haven't tried to sell any of these yet, but I think it came out really cute. Okay. O is, so I had to pull my octos. This is Drift. You've seen that video. And I had to add my possum because it technically starts with an O that I'm aware of. These sell really, I have tons of these. I have to have tons of these. It sells really fast and really quick. And I usually sell these for $20, but I think I can work them up pretty quickly. I think I'm going to drop it down to $15. My next video, we're going to get into some pricing and that kind of market prep. So that's kind of why I'm going through this. I was going through it and like, let me pull things before I really start to buckle down and put things away where they need to be, and then I don't want to have to pull it back out. So, possum and an octo. You could pull out the big octo if you really want to, and do an anchor. Anchor comes in the really big, or there's a mini small version. I've made those, and I probably should make a smaller one because that one sells too. I usually sell the big one for like $150 and then the small one for like $50 or $60. So we'll see if I get a chance to make one, but I really need to be into GalaxyCon prep because that's 3 days and I'm like freaking out that I don't have enough. And then I've lost what letter. I was on P. P. Here he is. Penguin. This is also Crochet by Jenna. She alters this so it looks like an owl too, if you want to go and look at that. I've made that somewhere. I'm sure I have it somewhere. So that was really cool. P is, I make it in all different colors. So, P for penguin. And then Queen. So Q, of course, was very, very difficult. When you're growing up, when you're doing it in kindergarten, and you're going through the alphabet, the only word that always went with Q was Queen. And I was like, so the book where I got this pattern from makes, so she does women in history or something like that. So I was going to make Queen Elizabeth. And then I was like, duh, you have to make the Queen of Hearts instead. So I made her into the Queen of Hearts. It's exactly the same, it's just the colors are different. I love, oh, and there's the little heart, just to verify that this is, so I always go for inspiration, not like exact copies and stuff. So I made the Queen of Hearts, so now I have to make Alice, which is funny. She's also gonna go over there because she does not need to go into this box. I separate my stuff. So I have a set of boxes for like craft markets and a set of boxes for Comicons because they need different things, of course. That was Q. R. I got a rubber duck. I got a rubber duck. Can't go wrong with a rubber duck. I love the rubber ducks. I've made several videos, several shorts of making all the rubber ducks. I usually have, it's one of those things you can bust them out really quick, and so there's like 10 of them somewhere. I tried to do mystery boxes at Christmas time that had rubber ducks in it, and there's a level of people want the mystery and then they don't want the mystery. So I didn't sell many of those mystery boxes, and so I won't do it again, but the rubber ducks are really popular. They never get the color they wanted. It's not the rubber duck. It's they didn't get the color they wanted. So I was always pretty open. I was pretty open during that market and be like, yeah, come get the color you want. I can sell the other one. It'll be fine. But I won't do that again. I do have, I'm going to try some mystery ones in my 3D printed stuff, but I think that'll be different. I don't know, we'll see. I only made a couple, so if it doesn't work out, I'm not losing anything. Stop with the rambling. Back to the, and then S. So we have a squid. I've made a lot of these. I think they're so cute. They don't always sell real well, but it's like hit or miss. It's sometimes they'll sell really good, and then sometimes it's like a big break, and then they'll sell. So we'll see. I have a bunch of them ready to go, and we'll see how they sell. But also, as I could not pass up the stingray, and there's a baby stingray. So the baby stingray comes in a pattern with a ginormous one, and it comes in the pocket. There's a pocket, and you can pull out the baby stingrays. I had intended to do the pocket, but then I was like, somebody's gonna pull these little baby stingrays out, and I'm gonna lose my baby stingrays because they're part of the thing. And so I was like, you know what, we'll just make baby stingrays and make them cheaper. So I sell this one for $25, and then I sell this one for $15, and they sell really well. So I make a small one. See, this one is a pancake, and this one I do make a small one in the pancake. And I mean, they're so cute, and they're so like small and quick and easy to make, and I just love the stingrays. Okay, so T for turtle. You have to have the turtles. Have to have the turtles. Everybody always asks, where are your turtles? I used to do sea turtles. Those are more fiddly than they need to be. And then I found Tofu the turtle, and I mean, he's just so quick to make up. I can make a ton of them in all different colors. I have one that's got a daisy on the back of it, and I saw I saw other people on Instagram, they were making them out of fruit and cookies and ice cream, and that's super fun. And so I'm gonna do that for this summer. This summer after my GalaxyCon, I'm expecting to be low on stock, and so I'm going to do a challenge, an extended challenge that builds my stock back up. If everything goes well at my markets, then I should be low on stock. Let me just put it that way. I am optimistic. Oh, it made it into the bucket. That's nice. Okay, so you was also very hard. So it's just a unicorn. It's just a unicorn. This is another one of Mama Made Minis snugglers, and this is the regular size. And if you look at the, if you look at the hippo, because of the yarn I made it out of, it's super, super big. So this is made out of the Mystic, and this is made out of Big Twist plush. And if you remember working with Big Twist, it's fluffier than other blanket yarns, even Burnett blanket and stuff like that. So it came out a little bit bigger, but I think it's really cute. I really like how it turned out. I used the variegated blanket yarn Burnett for all the hair and stuff like that. I made my niece a really, really big one, and I've made little ones, and so that's the one I have in stock at the moment. So, okay, what letter are we on? B. B was also very, very hard. So I couldn't think of anything for V. So I just made a Valentine. That feels like cheating, but that's what, I saw a lot of people make these for like their kids. This literally took me 30 minutes maybe, and that's my distracted, chaotic brain doing that. So I just made a little heart Valentine. Like I said, really quick to work up. You don't have to put the stuffing in it, but also it comes with, it shows you how to put letters on it. So it technically said like love you, L-U-V-U, but I don't do like holiday stuff because I don't have any markets for that, and I don't sell online. So I just wanted to make one little quick one just strictly for this video, and it'll probably be like my keychain. I have a little Pop-Tart on my keys that locks my my trailer and my cash box and stuff like that. So this is starting to get wore, and so it might replace it, and that would be cute. I also have a mini rubber duck that I made for my rubber duck video that might end up being one of those, or just like, I don't know, like my mascot or something I carry around on my crochet or something like that. Enough rambling. We got a couple more letters to get to. W is, of course, the whale. This is a teeny tiny little one. I only sell this one for like $10. I'm pretty sure this is all from Jade. You can find bigger patterns if you want like a bigger one. I've seen people do like the what's the word I'm looking for? The whale shark. So a whale shark is one of the biggest sharks. And it's got like the open type mouth and stuff like that, but I've seen people make them really big, so they're super fun to make. I think Humble Child Co., the lady who makes the octopus pattern, I think she has one, but it might just be, there's like a blue whale. I think she's got a whale shark too, but it could be from somebody else. So if you want to do that, that's another option, but I have a bunch of these. This takes 15 minutes. And the only reason it takes that long is because I gotta find little tiny eyeballs, and there is a color change. Nope, that one didn't make it, but that's okay. The next letter is X, and we're gonna X that one out because literally I couldn't think of anything that I could possibly make with yarn that started with X. So X gets X'd out. And Y was really hard, so I couldn't think of anything. If you think of things, please leave it in the comments because my brain has just went completely out the window. It's down the street. I lost it. But yellow. I thought of yellow, so you can do little yellow chicks. That's perfect for springtime. Or I do little yellow aliens, which work good with other letters of the alphabet if you want to do your own alphabet challenge. I make this alien. Sometimes it's got 2 eyes, sometimes it's got 1. It's really cute, works up really quick. And then of course, hang on, the little baby chick. Sometimes it's got like a little outfit, like a little dinosaur outfit on it, and that's real fun. And then last, but certainly not least, Z. I made a zebra. This is one of Mama Made Minnie's smaller patterns. And I didn't want to just do black, so I did a rainbow one, and like literally I finished it and then came in here to film this video. So I was like rushing to get his tail and his mane done. But you see, because he's got a stripe right there where his eyes would go, I felt like he almost didn't need eyes. And I mean, usually these are for little kids, so like he doesn't really need the eyes, right? But I used pastel colors, and look how cute. Look how cute he turned out. I love him so much. I'll be very surprised if this guy does not sell at my market. I've got a bunch of new snugglers. I got the mini ones to try out, because usually before I just had the book and I was making the bigger ones. And so I am excited to add the mini ones to the list. And yeah, so super excited how that came out. So yeah, that is all my letters. I did, like I said, for some of the letters, I got a little carried away. There were lots of things that I could think of. So I might end up doing another one, we'll see, down the line. But next, like I said, I got 2 weeks before my market. So we're going to get into the deep, behind the scenes, nitty gritty things that nobody wants to take care of, that you just want to make all the things, but the tagging and the organizing and those things need to be done. So I thought I would show you my behind the scenes and my tagging, so look forward to that. And so we'll see you next time. Bye.